Life as a creative person absolutely sucks. Sometimes. Sometimes it sucks being a creative person because you have all of these ideas, all of these thoughts, all of these things you want to do, contribute to the world. Maybe you want to tell your story. Maybe you want to tell someone else's story. Maybe you just simply want to express yourself in a creative way, whether it be poetry, beats, rapping, singing. Maybe you draw, maybe you dance, maybe you have a blog idea, a podcast idea. Yet you can't fully express yourself because you work at a job, a 9 to 5, that won't allow you to truly express what you really feel. And then you try to express that to people who may not have a creative vision. And there's nothing wrong with that because everyone is different. A lot of people aren't as creative as others, even though we all are creators because we were made in the image of the creator. But you try to express that to people and it's like they don't really understand your language. But as a creative person, content creator, I completely understand. And it is a struggle. Especially when you work at a job and you may make good money. You may, meet good people, nice people at the job. But this isn't what you want to do for the rest of your life. You don't want to be at this job for the next 10 years, 20 years. You would much rather be making a movie, producing a movie, or maybe starring in a movie. You're someone who acts. And it's very difficult to get people to understand that, man. Because when you start venting your frustrations, a lot of times people would think you're just complaining or whining, which I get. But unless you are someone who has ideas, and it's like you are confident, right? So you're not even someone who doubts your creativity. Man, if I just get the opportunity, or if I just get the right resources, or if I just get enough money to afford, maybe like in my situation, I want to get a MacBook. I want to create better content. I don't want to just keep recording on a cell phone, especially a cell phone that doesn't even have enough storage for all the content I really want to make. It's frustrating, man. It's frustrating. And you don't want to share your dreams with everyone because they might shoot you down or they might steal your ideas and run with it and become more successful than you. Things like that happen, unfortunately, So it's almost like you're isolated, man, as a creative person. And one thing I struggle with, maybe you do, and this is a personal problem that I have to overcome myself, and I try my best not to do it, but it's difficult. And I'm just going to say it. It's difficult when you see people who are in the same field as you doing what you want to do and you're not doing it currently. Now, again, that's a personal problem. I shouldn't blame someone else for their success. And the thing is with me, what I've realized, I'm not envious of people because they're successful. No, I want everyone to succeed. I want to see everyone win and have a chance to take care of their family and, create generational wealth for their kids and their kids' kids and, build a legacy for themselves. But where my envy comes from, and this is just me personally, maybe you can relate, maybe you can't. But where my envy comes from is knowing that I have ideas that I honestly think can be life-changing. Not just for me, but I think I can inspire other people. But then when you constantly make content, you constantly make songs, or you make beats, you make, podcast episodes, whatever you're doing, and you don't see that success, or you don't see some type of progression. I'm not saying you have to blow up overnight, but you don't see any type of progression, it can have an effect on your mind, man. It does. It does. It can have a profound effect on your thoughts, because then you start thinking, man, am I really meant to do this? Am I lying to myself? Am I really meant to be this creative, affluent person who not only is making money, because we want to make money, but at the same time, we want to impact people. We want to inspire people. We want to tell stories. Maybe you want to scare someone with horror stories. No, whatever it is. All you know is you want to express yourself creatively. Now, one thing I can say, even though this world is chaotic and there's a lot of nonsense in the world, one thing I can say is that this world is designed for people who have an imagination. We see it every single day. So that's the other side of the creativity. Yes, it can be frustrating. Yes, it can be depressing sometimes. But the beauty about it is when you see people winning, you think to yourself, well, if they can do it, I can do it. Maybe, of course, everyone's journey is different. So just because this person is winning now doesn't mean you're never going to win. Just because this person is winning, let's keep it real. We don't know what people do a lot of times because they only post their success. A lot of people don't post their failures. A lot of people don't post how they really got it out the mud and how they really had to start from the bottom. They just show their success. That's why it's important for all of us, including myself, to not pay so much attention to people's success story. Yeah, be inspired by it, of course. But at the same time, understand, everyone isn't posting their failures, man. Some people, if you go on their page, all they will post is their success. Their $1 million deal, or they got a book deal, or they got their podcast sponsored by a corporation, things like that, which is great. But what about the 10 years you had to grind just to get to that point? What about all the mistakes you made? What about all the failures that you've experienced? So all I'm saying is to you, man, if you are a creative person, I completely understand if you're frustrated. Because I've been frustrated, especially at this job I'm at, to the point where I almost want to walk up out the job because I'm like, bro, I feel like you don't want to waste your life. You have all this creative potential and you just want to put it out in the world and see some type of results. Because I'm going to be honest, bro. Everybody who creates, well, I'm not going to say everyone, but I would like to believe that a lot of people who create want to see some type of monetary gain from it. At least I would like to believe that. Whether you write songs, you do poetry, you want to get paid. You make beats, you make content for YouTube, whatever it is. You want to get paid. You want to be compensated for your work. I think we all do in some aspect. I'm not even saying it like you have to become a millionaire or make $500,000 a year, but I think all of us in some capacity at least want to be compensated. Now, you do have some people who just do it for a hobby and they don't really care. I get that. But me, I can't pay bills with love. I can't call the cell phone, come like, yo, I want to pay y'all with love. Yeah, I love to do this. But eventually, I want to see some checks for this. While at the same time, of course, making some type of impact. Because I personally believe passive impact is more important than passive income. Because you have people who are making a lot of money, but they're not impacting the world in a positive way. And it's not about being perfect or being holier than thou. It's not about that. It's just about allowing people to see that you started here and now you're up here living a great life, being compensated for your creativity, for your art, and you're inspiring other people. If you go back and watch my old videos, you saw where I was. I was in the park. I'm still at the park, walking around, making videos, because I love doing what I do. And hopefully one day, I will see some results for that. So I just want to let you know, man, I get it. I completely understand where you are as a creative individual. You hate your job. You hate the fact you have to work at this 9 to 5. You probably even make great money. You probably someone who makes 6 figures a year and you're still not happy because you're not doing what you really want to do. That's why people who make a lot of money, that's why the Bible tells us not to envy people. I forgot which verse it is, but I know it talks about not envying people who are rich. Because, yeah, there are a lot of people who are making great money, 6 figures a year, nice home, and yet they are unhappy because they're not living their dream. They're not really in their gift. They're just doing something because they went to college and they got a degree and they got a nice job. So I get it, man. With that being said, if you took anything from this video, go ahead and drop a comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you do. If you do blogs, you make content, let's connect. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. It's greatly appreciated. And trust me, man, I get it. It's a struggle. It's tough. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, you know, it'll get better. It's tough. It's tough. I do believe it will get better, but at the same time, I understand why people get upset and why people get stressed out and why people are just in their head, because they're like, man, I have all these ideas, I'm putting in the work, and I'm not seeing any results from it. I do believe one day we will have a breakthrough if we continue to persist. It might not happen when we want it to happen, but I believe it'll happen when it needs to happen. And that's just what I think about it, man. Drop a comment, like the video, subscribe to the channel. It's greatly appreciated. Kendo.